The three-day roundtable focuses on issues surrounding climate change and its effect on the environment. The forum brought together stakeholders across all sectors for frank discussion to chart a tangible way forward in mitigating climate change impacts. The GCCA Plus Project Officer Operation at the Department of Water Resources, Tijani Boyan, said the negative impacts of climate change are cross-cutting and therefore need all sectors to partake in mitigating measures to save the environment.
Everybody, all these institutions in this country need the weather and climate information. So you are all important here. We have seen the impacts of climate change. We have been monitoring what happened in Woodley. We'll talk about it in this discussion in the next 2 days. And then we have seen what happened last year in West Coast region on the 30 and 38. We'll briefly touch about that. The July 7, 2021 storm as a result of all and part of the climate change.
The Deputy Governor of the region, Mamadi Sise, highlighted the importance of the training, noting that the recent flash floods were mainly driven by climate change and new strategies are needed to solve that problem.
Your presence here is very important. It is also important if farmers are trained on awareness raising, how to preserve the environment in planting trees, and also keeping the environment hygiene and friendly for every citizen. That will help us to combat different climate conditions we experience.
Speaking on behalf of the Director of the Department of Water Resources, Dr. Peter Jiba, the Chief Meteorologist thanks partners for their continuous support over the years, highlighting its destruction of properties and losses of lives. Dr. Jiba emphasized that climate change is no longer a new phenomenon in the country.
The impacts of climate change is not new to us. The Department of Water Resources, if you look at our mandate, we record, monitor the weather and climate over the country. But we have one big challenge. We can provide the weather and climate information. Our challenge is what? Dissemination. If you look at our setup, we do not work with farmers. We do not work with other sectors. We are only confined in our offices, monitoring the weather and climate. The reason why we are inviting you here today is to help us in disseminating whatever weather and information that you get from this workshop today.
Officials said this year's rain prediction forces above normal rainfall and therefore urge participants to effectively disseminate climate information, particularly to farmers. The crucial role of the media was also highlighted as an important forecaster of the weather and climate information. Saidou Kamara, reporting for Jazz News from Basse, Upper River Region.